that high spiritual wave and I'm on that spiritual mountain and things seem to be clicking and everything seems to be great, I have great confidence that God is good. I have great confidence that I'm safe. I have great confidence in God that He loves me. I have great confidence in the Lord that His way is right and He's providing for me. And no matter what He asks, man, I'm ready to go. I'm willing to fight. But let me ask you this. What do you know about God when you're not on the mountain? What do you know about Him when you're in the valley? What do you know about Him when you're facing a trial or trouble or temptation? What do you know about Him in the midst of that circumstance that's painful and hurtful and you just can't seem to make your way out of it? What do you know about the Lord when you're facing that crisis of belief and you're wondering why God hasn't stepped into your circumstance? What do you know about God when your faith is wavering and you're in the midst of a situation that leaves you wondering where God is? That leaves you wondering why He hasn't rescued you. Maybe it leaves you wondering as to why I'm even in this situation. I don't know what I've done. Maybe you're flourishing in that pain and trial and trouble that you're in the midst. Maybe you find yourself surrounded by a heart of what if. I think about Job. And we know the situation, we know the story of Job, and what a beautiful lesson we have. And there are, by the way, many lessons in the book of Job, but there's one that stands out to me, especially today, given our messages that we're preaching. And the lesson that seems to stand out to me at this moment is, God, I don't know why, and I don't know what you're doing, but I do know I'll make it through this. And in fact, Job 23, in verse number 10, Job says just that. When you've tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Prior to this preceding verse, Job says, God, look over here, you're not there. Look over there, you're not there. I don't know where you are. I don't know why I'm going through this. I don't understand it all. But here's what I do know. I do know that you're good. I do know that you're kind. I do know that you're loving. I do know you're more than what I need. I do know that I am safe. What do you know about God in your situation? So I asked the question last week, what if we replaced our what if faith with an even if faith? Look with me in your Bibles to Daniel chapter 3. I'm going to read again what we read last week and I'll add a few verses to it. So in Daniel chapter 3, we're going to begin reading verse number 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to King Nebuchadnezzar, we don't need to give you an answer to this question. If the God we serve exists, then He can rescue us from the furnace of the blazing fire. And He can rescue us from the power of you, the king. But even if He does not rescue us, we want you to know, we want you as king to know, that we will not serve your gods or worship the gold statue you set up. Now drop down to verse number 24. You know this infuriated King Nebuchadnezzar. In fact, the next few verses tell us that he was in a rage and it truly just infuriated and made him extremely angry. We know the situation where he bound him up and threw him in. And then verse number 24 says, Then King Nebuchadnezzar jumped up in alarm. He said to his advisors, Didn't we throw 3 men into the fire? Yes, of course, Your Majesty, they replied. He exclaimed, Look, I see 4 men, not tied, walking around in the fire, and they're unharmed. And the 4th looks like the son of the gods. Nebuchadnezzar then approached the door of the furnace of blazing fire and called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, You are servants of the Most High God, come out. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire. When the satraps, prefects, and governors, and the king's advisors gathered around, they saw that the fire had no effect on the bodies of these men. Not a hair of their heads were singed, their robes were unaffected, and there was no smell of fire on them. Nebuchadnezzar exclaimed, Praise to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel and rescued his servants who trusted in him. They violated the king's command and risked their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own. Therefore, I issue a decree that anyone of any people, nation, or language who says anything offensive against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego will be torn limb from limb and his house made a garbage dump. For there is no other God who is able to deliver like this. It's okay to type in amen right there. Then the king rewarded Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. Now we know these three young Jewish men, as we mentioned last week, they found themselves in a very anxiety-filled situation. There was a lot of pressure to bow down before this golden statue that the king had erected. There was a lot of pressure of the people of that day to pledge allegiance to this Babylonian empire. So all people were called and commanded to bow down and worship that image. And the king, as we know, threatened to throw anyone who did not